I used to just think negative. Trust me, I have been there and done that. I keep it real on this channel. I keep it real with my community. Hey, beautiful. If you are here, you are probably feeling a little lost, a little bit not yourself lately. Maybe you got divorced. Maybe you broke up with your boyfriend. You had a baby, lost your job, quit your job. You're just really going through it right now. You're in a slump and you just feel like, how am I gonna get out of this slump? How am I gonna crawl from up under this heavy weight that's on me? Well, I'm gonna get a little bit serious today, and I'm gonna have a heart-to-heart conversation with you because, girlfriend, you are that girl, you are that woman, and you're gonna be the woman that God intended you to be. You're gonna get out of that slump, and we're gonna take the next 90 days and we are gonna transform. We're gonna transform you into who God intended you to be, that woman that you wanna be, that woman that you see yourself as, because there's no reason why we have to wait till January 1st. If we know what we wanna do right now, why are we waiting? There's no day like today. I'm gonna show you how over the next 90 days, you're gonna work towards making these small but powerful steps towards that vision, okay? It's not perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers right. So over the next 90 days, you're gonna work to take these small but powerful steps toward that vision of yourself that you see. It's not about perfection, and it's not about having all the right answers right now. It's about committing yourself to embracing growth and finally giving yourself the chance to become that woman that you see in your dreams. I am so excited to be on this journey with you. I myself take this journey many times because I have to reinvent myself lots of times. I mean, we're human, we go through things, we get in slumps, and we have to crawl out of whatever rock we're under to feel good about ourselves, to make it through the day, and to succeed and be happy. So let's just make these next 90 days such a beautiful journey of transformation and growth that you're gonna be so excited and so overwhelmed with joy that you watched this video and that your girl Erica helped you get where you needed to be. The first thing that we're gonna do on our journey to transforming ourselves within 90 days, we're gonna start setting goals both personally and professionally. This is key to transforming yourself and beginning a very healthy journey, right? No goal is achieved without writing it down. Have you ever heard that before? Writing your goals down is very personal. I don't care whether it's professionally or personally. For me, I write down all of my goals, whether it's my relationship with my child, with my spouse, with whomever, right? If there is a problem in one of those relationships, I go straight to pen and paper. I figure out what the problem is or what I perceive the problem to be, right? And then I write down steps that I'm gonna take, actionable steps that I can really take to improve that relationship, to get towards whatever the end goal be, right? So for me, I have a teenager. Communication is a huge issue within our relationship because teenagers just don't listen. So sometimes I know that for me, I can be that mom that's like, rah, 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 rah all the time. And I have to take a step back and figure out how can I change my communication with my teenager so that we have a stronger bond and she can actually receive the message that I'm saying. So you get what I mean? It could be something very small, but it snowballs into a bigger effect. So I write all of my goals down, especially professionally as well, because when you are trying to achieve something, it may seem like the goal is so big that you cannot obtain it, you cannot reach it. It's like, man, I'm down here, I need to get here. Like, what is the in between? What is the process in between, right? So professionally, you might want to raise. You might want to quit that job and apply for a new job that pays more or is like just a better suited career choice for yourself. Sit down with yourself, a pen and paper, or you can do it digitally. I offer that. I have a gratitude journal and a goal journal. You can grab that in the description box below. But pen and paper or digitally, however you want to do it, write it down. You want to raise. What are the requirements for that raise, right? Is it a new job? Is it just a raise? What are the steps in between? We need to know these things so we can figure them out and actually implement them so that we can get to the bigger picture. You want to save some money. How are you going to save money, right? You live in paycheck to paycheck. You want to stop doing that, right? Okay, let's make a budget. Let's make a budget. Let's see where our money is going. Let's look at our bank statements. Let's look at our credit card statements. Let's write down or go through our bank statements and cross out or circle the things that we can eliminate. Because if we want to save $10,000, we can't have Starbucks every day, or we can't go to the spa twice a month, or whatever it is that you spend your money on, right? We have to visually see things to know like where we're going, right? That's big for me. I'm a very visual person. I have to see something written down or on paper or digitally, so that I can say, oh, okay, it's clicking. I need to change this, this, and this. And that's a key component of transforming yourself, is like knowing where you are and where you want to be and what you're going to do in between. So that is all about goal setting. Like, I have never achieved a goal without first, like, in my mind, setting that goal, writing it down, and figuring out, how am I going to get to that goal? Like, is this goal even realistic? Because sometimes we want to do things and they may not be realistic, right? Some people say, oh, don't limit yourself. You can do whatever you want to do, and you can. But there are just really some things that, you know, it just may be out of your reach. Maybe not at the it may be out of your reach at that moment, right? So you need to figure out, am I reaching for something that's not for me? It's not in my reach right now, right? So for example, some people will say, well, go for the job. What if that job requires a degree? Okay, well, maybe I need to go back to school and get that degree. What do I need to do, right? Do I have financial aid in place? Do I have a babysitter to keep my kids to go back to school? You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of moving parts that go on in our lives, and we have to really sit down and figure out how we're going to get from A to Z. And all of those things can happen with a plan, with goal setting, both professionally and personally. And another goal could be, maybe you want to get married. Maybe you're tired of being, you know, the party girl going out every night. That's a plan too. It takes time and a little bit of discipline to unwind out of old habits. Okay, let me start by not going out so much, right? Maybe I want to put myself in a different crowd to meet my husband, right? Or to be in the company of a man that I would marry. What habits do I need to change? Because your husband ain't at the club. He is not there. Well, at least I don't think he there, right? You want to surround yourself with men that you would entertain to even date to become your husband, right? And it may sound a little crazy. You may think I'm going a little bit too far, but your mindset is everything. And we're going to get to that a little bit later. So now that we have our plan in place, we have set our goals both professionally and personally, and we know we're at A, we want to get to Z, and we have written down every little nuance in the middle so that nothing can stand in our way, right? We have a solid goal and a solid plan. We're going to move on to being consistent, right? We're going to be consistent with our small habits. A consistent snowball goes into a big one, because consistency, I call it like compound interest. It's like a small thing that keeps rolling and it blows up, right? It blows up to the bigger, better picture. Those small habits will set you apart from everybody around you, and it will set you on track to reach your goal and that transformation journey, okay? Think about if you want to lose weight, right? So today you're like, I want to lose weight, I want to lose 30 pounds, and you have this mindset of you really going to do it, right? What is a small habit that's going to get you there? You're going to stop eating junk food. You're going to stop eating after midnight. You're going to wake up early. You're going to work out, right? You have small habits. Now, for some of us, we can't just jump right in and do that all at once, because a lot of us would change, and that much change all at once, it's like, oh, we're going to crash and burn, right? But if you start with small habits, okay, today, I'm going to eat better than what I did yesterday, right? I'm not going to have any chips today. I'm not going to have any candy today. And then you keep going and you keep adding things in. And then you look up in 2 months from now, you're not eating junk food. You're not eating candy. You're not drinking soda. You're working out. Your skin is clearing up. You're less stressed. You see what I'm saying? It's that compound interest, those small habits that lead to the bigger, better picture. And being consistent and creating small habits that create change is a key component to your 90-day transformation journey. It's gonna make the difference between always being at the starting point, or I'm in the middle, I'm making my way, and at the end. Trust me, like when you come back to this video after you transform, tell me in the comments, made a huge difference, and the answer is definitely gonna be yes. On top of being consistent and changing and creating small habits, we are definitely going to stop blaming other people and other things for our situation and our issues. We're going to start being accountable for ourselves, right? So if we didn't reach a goal or we're not making progress, who's the problem? it's us. We're gonna stop blaming people. If you're in a bad relationship, because I get that in the comments a lot of people, women are talking about, okay, I was in a bad relationship, this happened, this, that, and the third. We're gonna stop. What we're gonna do is just stop. We're gonna look at ourselves and we're gonna be accountable. If you stayed in a relationship way too long, whose fault is it? That person wasn't holding you down, making you stay. We have to be accountable for everything that we do, right? Because it's our life, right? And we're also gonna put effort into everything that we do. We're not gonna do anything sloppy. We're not gonna do anything halfway. If we're doing something, we're going all in. We're doing it 100%, right? We're not slackers. So this for me is like so sensitive and it's so dear to my heart. I have worked with thousands of women. I am a boutique owner, shop500boutique.com on the south side of Chicago, shout out. I have had the pleasure of literally having over 2,000 customers within my lifetime as a business owner walk through these doors. And I have had numerous conversations about women. And you know what the number one thing that we lack as women is confidence. Yeah, that makes me sad to like really say it out loud. But I want to talk about this because I feel like I want to set the tone for this conversation, for this video. And I just want you to feel good about yourself. We are beautiful. We are strong. We are resilient, right? I feel like as women, we just don't see ourselves the way the world sees us. And I just want you to know, whatever you're going through, you are beautiful. You are amazing. And nobody is like you. You are one of one, right? I've had so many conversations with women. They think, oh, I'm too old for this, I'm too fat for this, or I'm not as pretty as this person, or my body does not look like this person. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, don't give a damn about any of that. You are one of one, made in God's likeness. So don't ever take that away from yourself. Social media has done a number on the world, and it has definitely done a number on women and women's self-esteem and confidence, y'all. Listen, if you want to look different, I'm all for changing yourself. You want to go to the gym, you want to lose some weight, but don't feel the pressure of society of feeling like you have to look like this certain thing, right? You have to put yourself in a box. You have to have this perfect body, or you have to have this perfect face, because we're not all made the same, and we're not meant to be the same or look the same, right? You are meant to look like you, and I am meant to look like me, and that is just the beauty of being a woman. We come in all different shapes and sizes. Listen, and intellectually, we are all at different levels, and that is the beauty of being you, of being a woman. I want you to work on your self-esteem. I want you to look in the mirror every day, and I want you to repeat 3 affirmations. Now, these affirmations are going to be personal to you because they're going to be things that you think negatively about yourself, right? So if you're looking in the mirror and you feel like I am not enough, right? I'm not enough for that job promotion. I'm not enough for that man. I'm not a good mother. I'm this, I'm that. And then you start with that. You're going to look in the mirror and you let yourself know, I am a good mom. Right? I am a good woman. I'm good enough for anybody, and I'm good enough for that promotion, right? Look at yourself. Look, if you don't look at yourself in the mirror and love on yourself all day, who else is going to do it? You are the person that's taking care of you. You got to love yourself first. You got to have that confidence, and you got to have that self-esteem. So whatever affirmation that feels good to you, that's the one that you're going to repeat in the mirror every day, because we're going to stop this nonsense of negative self-talk and self-doubt. We're not doing that anymore. We're leaving that behind. In our transformation, we are changing everything about the way we think and everything about the way that we feel. And that next thing, we're changing our mindset, okay? Everything starts in the mind. If you think that you can do something, then guess what? You will do it, right? If you think that you can't, then eventually you're not gonna get to any of your goals. You're gonna fail because you have already defeated yourself and told yourself that you're not gonna win. You're not gonna make it, right? Trust me, I have been there and done that. I keep it real on the channel. I keep it real with my community. Listen, my self-thinking has really changed over the years, and that has taken a lot of work and a lot of therapy, right? The way that I grew up, I used to just think negative. The glass could be half full. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. It's not gonna be enough water in that cup for me to drink. I'm gonna die. And I'm being funny in this moment, but my mindset was just not a positive one. I have really had to change the way I think about something, right? When I was going through college, right? I'm like, oh God, how am I gonna finish this last semester? I got 5 classes, I gotta work 2 jobs, and I did it. But as I was doing it, it just like my mindset was just not in the right, it wasn't in the right space. When you have to tell yourself, look, it might be hard, whatever it is you're thinking of it or doing, it may be hard, but I'm gonna do it, right? It may not look pretty as I'm doing it. I may not feel my best every day, but I can do it, and I'm gonna get up every day. I'm gonna put my best foot forward, and I'm gonna accomplish whatever that is, right? We gotta change our mindset. If you wanna open that business, you can't tell yourself, I don't have enough money for the business, right? I'm never gonna open the business. I know so many people, y'all, and this is true tea right here. I've met so many women that can bake. I'm just using real examples. So many women that have come in the store, they can cook, and they can bake, right? But they have like full-time jobs, and they're like, no, I can't leave my job because I'm not gonna have health insurance, or I'm not gonna make as much money. And I'm thinking, my mindset is so different now. I'm like, listen, we gotta start believing in ourselves, because we see this every day. You can open up Instagram and see people who have opened up bakeries. They had $0, and they start making cakes and cookies, whatever it is they cook, they start selling them, on the side, out of their car, literally. I know a woman who was selling cakes next door at the hair salon, right? For years, plates and cakes. And now this woman has a full-blown restaurant, right? So I say all that to say, stop telling yourself that you can't do something. Stop thinking that I can't do something. Stop putting roadblocks in your own mind as to why you can't do something, because you can, right? But at the end of the day, if you tell yourself that you can't, you won't. If you tell yourself you will, I am her, I am that girl, I am that woman, I'm strong, I'm powerful, and I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna do it. It may take me X amount of time, but I'm gonna get it done. We gotta change our mindset to positivity. We have to take our small habits, compound interest, y'all, and blow them up into big habits. We have to stay consistent and do those little things, right? So that we can get to that bigger picture. And with changing your mindset and thinking positively, I want you to think of two things. For one, if you're thinking negatively, you have a problem, you can't figure out your problem, you don't know what to do, think of this number one thing. Nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary. So whatever you're going through, whether it's a huge problem or a small problem, is temporary, just as life, right? It is very temporary. So nothing lasts. It's gonna come to an end. And number two, seek a solution instead of focusing on the problem. Stop looking at that problem dead on every day, waking up with that problem on your mind, and it's just like your whole day is revolving around that one problem. Seek solutions. Seek solutions. Just like I told you about setting goals and writing out everything, write that problem down. Okay, how can this problem come to an end? How can I get myself out of this? Think of solutions instead of focusing on that problem. Since we are like on the wavelength of talking about our mindset, I want to get into mental health. This is very serious, and I just want to convey to you guys that it is so important to make sure that you are mentally okay. All right, so look. As a woman, we are responsible for so many things. We have kids, we have our careers, we have ourselves, we have all the things to take care of, right? But mentally, if we're not stable and our wheels are falling off our bus and we ain't got it together, everything else just crashes and burns. We have to make sure that we do a mental well-being check on with ourselves, right? Listen, depression is real out here. Anxiety is real out here, and people have suicidal thoughts sometimes. Unfortunately, we have to stop. We have to will ourselves in and do a mental well-being check. So whether for you, if that is sitting down on someone's couch and getting one-on-one therapy, if you can get therapy, like over the phone, which is BetterHelp, they have great mental health services, or talking to your mom or your dad or someone in your family that you trust, a sister, just to get a negative thought or a heavy feeling off of you, have a conversation with one of them. It's so important that we utilize the resources around us, because we don't want to ever get to a point where we just feel like it's nothing that we can do. It's like it's the end, or I don't mean to be super negative, but I try to read all of my comments, and some of my comments, y'all, like, I will literally be in tears when I do certain videos because I'll read those comments, and some of us are in such a state of like dysfunction in our mental health that is very sad, because we don't even stop and say, you know what? I gotta set some boundaries. I gotta take care of me, right? Like, that's important, taking care of your mental health. If you wanna get a mental health journal, well, I do have those. They're linked in the description box if you wanna have a mental health journal where you can check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? And why was I feeling this way? What can I do to change that for tomorrow? That's so important, right? Someone might have said something to you. You're already not in a good mood, and then somebody at your job said some sugar honey iced tea that you didn't like or made you feel a certain kind of way, and then it added on to your bad mood or your bad, like, your vibe already, right? We got to do mental health check-ins with ourselves or someone that we love and trust to have that conversation with, but most importantly, have it with yourself. Because sometimes we're definitely not going to get in front of a person and really tell them our deepest, darkest secret or our deepest, darkest thought, because we might feel like ashamed. We might feel like, that's not something I want to share with somebody. That's too negative or that's too heavy. But if that's not your vibe, you don't want to say it out loud, write it down. Get a mental health journal or a piece of paper or whatever and write it down and work in reverse. How can I change these thoughts? How can I work myself out of feeling this way? We talked about mental health, right? And I think that's very important. But before we get to a space where we even feel like we're losing it or our marbles are falling out of our head, that's what my grandmother used to say, we need to do a reset. And for me, that reset is called Reset Sundays, right? On Sunday, it may be in the morning, it may be in the evening. It's wherever I can fit that time in during that day, and it's a reset for me, right? I take a nice bath and I close and lock the door. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody can ask me questions. I'm not on the phone, right? I am social media free. I'm in the bathroom. I run a huge tub of just hot water, bubbles. I have my little tray and I can eat food if I want to. Y'all know I'm going in there with some food because I'm not locking no doors and getting in the tub without no food on a Reset Sunday, right? I'm lighting a candle because I'm setting a tone. I'm setting a vibe. I'm relaxing my mind from the week because Lord knows so much happens during the week. You have to have a reset, right? So I have my meal in there, whether it's lunch or if it's in the evening. I prefer to have my Reset Sundays, I'm not gonna lie, in the evening because I really like to eat my dinner. You know, I can eat my dinner, take my bath, and go to bed. But, you know, I do my facials in there. I have my digital Bible in there. I have my journal. This is like my hour and a half, however long I want to stand there to reset, right? I think about the things that happened during the week, whether they were negative or positive. I think about the week coming up. What am I gonna do differently that I need to change from last week? Because if something didn't go right last week, I don't wanna take that into the next week, right? So like for me, I'm a new content creator. If something didn't get executed last week, how can I change my time schedule this week so that I can fit everything in for this next week? Or if I'm having some heavy thoughts, I need to write those thoughts down, right? I should have already written those down, you know, at night during my daily journaling. But if I did not, then I'm gonna definitely do that on Sunday. I have my Bible out, I have my affirmations. This is just my time. This is my time to mentally disconnect any negative thoughts that I'm having, any negative feelings, and just reset myself so that I can be the best version for the rest of the coming week. And y'all, this is a time I love, and I absolutely love Reset Sundays, y'all. Now, if I have my phone in there, I'm not on it on social media. I might want to catch up on a show. I might want to watch a podcast, like a spiritual podcast or something that's fun and enlightening to myself. Just make me feel light and fun. Like, I'm in there setting up a vibe, y'all. And I want y'all to do this too, especially if you have kids, because look, as moms, I have to give it up to people who have more than one kid. I have one kid, y'all, and to this very day, listen, Lord, if I had two kids or 3 kids, I really feel like I would be the runaway mom. I'm not even being funny, because it is so overwhelming being a mom. Sometimes you just have so many things to do. There's all these mental checklists that you got to do during the day. Okay, we got to get up at this time. I got to make breakfast. We got to get out the door at this time. We got to make sure their clothes are clean for the next day. Do they have enough underwear? Did they do their homework? I got to check the homework, right? To check my emails. Did the teacher email me? If the teacher emailed me, I got to email them back. Have a conversation with my kid. How was your day? Did anything significant happen at school? What was the highlighter? It's so many things that we have to do with these kids. If I had more than one kid, I don't know. I give it up to you guys that have multiple children, because listen, whoo, baby, I couldn't handle it. I don't know. And I just know that you need a reset every week. You need a reset because you are worn down by the end of that week, especially if you got toddlers. Okay, because those terrible twos, baby, when my daughter was 3, I knew that was the end. I knew. She was in the gap, climbing on the shelves. I'm looking for her all on the ground level. I hear some laughter. She's in the display, like far up. She climbed up there. I knew then. I said, this is the best birth control that Jesus ever made, because I will never go through this again. So props to the moms with more than one kid. Well, one kid too. Props to all of us. But really, the utmost props to one and ups, okay? Because 1+, I couldn't do it. But we need a mental reset. So let's wheel this back in. We need our mental reset. And don't be afraid to take that mental reset. Don't be afraid to say, y'all, you're going to sit and watch this movie, you're going to play on this iPad, or you're going to eat pizza or read a book, and I'm gonna have my reset moment. You have to be selfish with putting yourself first. And that's moving on to the next one, and that's prioritizing yourself, right? Listen, I'm not gonna say this again in any other video, or I might. I could be lying. We are the captain of the ship. Whether you're married or you're not married, we are the captain of the ship. We steer the boat. If we're not together, nothing else is together. Prioritize yourself. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no, right? Sometimes you have to tell your kid, I can't do that. I can't take you to that play date today because guess what? I don't want to. I don't feel like it, and I need time for myself. It's okay to say that, and you can't feel guilty about it because you have to prioritize. You got to put yourself first, right? Or you just had a baby, right? It's okay to say, you know what, Mom, can you watch my baby? I need 2 hours. I need 3 hours. I got to regroup myself. I got to reset myself. It's okay to prioritize yourself. We look at ourselves as Superwoman. We're supposed to do everything, be everything. We don't have to ask for help because we got it. Listen, we don't have to have that mindset because it's just not a healthy one. It's really not, right? We are only human. We're just human. Keep that in mind. We're just human. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reset yourself, and it's okay to prioritize yourself and set boundaries, and to ask people around you for help. Use people as your resources. That we're all in this together, okay? Moving forward, we're gonna be super heavy on working on our mental health. We're going to commit to journaling. You heard what I said, journaling, right? We are not too busy during the day to journal. This is a key component to your transformation and to making everything that I talked about click and work, right? Journal. Write out your feelings, write out your thoughts, write out your goals, your ideas, everything. There's so much going on in our head. We have to unravel those things and write them down. So whether you're writing it down on pen and paper or digitally, I have a self-gratitude journal, I have a mental health journal, I have a goal-setting journal. So guess what? You need a journal. Journaling and writing things down make a huge difference in your life. If you've ever read a book about manifestation or even listened to a podcast about manifesting things, they always tell you to do what? Write it down. I have been doing this, I don't even remember, it's probably since I was born on the world and I could write. I don't know. I love writing things down. That helps keep me centered. It helps keep me on task to whatever goal that I'm trying to get to. And it also helps with my emotions and my feelings, right? Sometimes I find when I'm journaling, if I'm having, maybe I had a bad day, right? I remember last week, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a super terrible morning because my spouse asked me, was I gonna wash a load of clothes? And that statement set off a chain of events in my morning, and I was just mad all day. You know why? Because it goes back to that when I talked about feeling like we got to do everything and be everything. It was that one statement that made me feel like, why does this person think that I'm supposed to do everything all the time, every day? right? And I had to think about it later, like, okay, look, that's their thing, that's their vibe. You know, they like things a certain way, but you just have to sometimes brush things off. It's not that big of a deal. Because somebody's saying something small and I'm taking it into a bigger atmosphere than it needed to be, right? But that was like a trigger for me, right? Because I have worked on very heavily not feeling that I have to have the light switch on all day long. I have to be everything and I have to do everything. I have conditioned myself to know that, guess what? Some things are not gonna get done, okay? Make sure the important things are done, but everything is just not gonna get done. That's life. I'm human, I'm not a robot. I can't be on from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, right? I'm not a robot. I'm just not, right? So anyway, journaling emotions, I want to bring that back to journaling your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your goals, your ideas is very important, because you may figure out something that you thought was super big. Guess what? It could be super small, right? It's not that big of a deal. It's something that may be small or that you thought was small. It may be a trigger to something bigger. So that's a very important thing to learn about yourself. Those are important habits for you to get into to make your transformation a lot easier and to make your growth so much easier and so much more obtainable and easier to get to. So I know that we're not going to sit here and talk about a transformation and not talk about health and wellness, right? We're not going to continue to drink like Luscious. We're not going to continue to avoid the gym like the plague, okay? We're at this age and we're at this stage where transformation is very significant to us, not just for the next couple of months, but for a lifestyle, for forever, right? We got to take care of this body of ours, because we only get one. We only get one heart. We only get one set of lungs. It's just one of us, and we need to treat our body like a temple, right? And I tell you things that I have definitely been guilty of. Your girl, listen, I love food, food loves me, and we're in a very unhealthy, tragic, complicated relationship. And I know that's the story with a lot of us, right? We lean on food when things are good. We lean on food when things are bad. It's just food is always there. We got to change our mindset on food. Okay, we simply got to start taking better care of ourselves. We're not going to eat an entire bag of Ruffles. Maybe we'll eat a small portion, okay? Maybe we're not going to eat a 20-ounce porterhouse. Maybe we'll eat an 8-ounce, right? Taking things into moderation and also working out, okay? So these are things that I struggle with, right? But I know that when I work out and when I'm eating better, I'm at my highest potential. I'm not going to lie to you, right? So this is not a video about, this is not a fitness video. This is not like a workout video, but health and wealth go together, because health is wealth, right? And going into our full potential, making a transformation, maybe food and working out, working on our health is one of those things, right? You're gonna feel so much better. Just cut back on a lot of those unhealthy foods that we're eating and incorporate, you know, more protein, incorporate more fruits. If you like smoothies, you can always have all your vitamins in a smoothie, drink it, boom, it's done, right? We just wanna clear our minds, because when we eat better, you'll notice that your mind is much clearer. You make much better decisions. You feel much better. When you work out, if it's not to lose weight, it still makes you feel better, right? You see people in the gym, and this is true, see, you see people in the gym and they're on the heavier end, and you might be thinking, and you might see them all the time, why are they in the gym all the time? They're not losing weight. First of all, it could be genetic. Number two, mentally and just physically, you feel better. You feel like a new person. I don't know about you, but when I walk out that gym, every time I go, I feel like I have accomplished something. My body is thanking me. I feel like I have conquered something, right? And then it makes me go about my day, feel like I'm conquering my goals. I'm accomplishing everything I set out to do today. I'm knocking things off my task list. I'm doing it. I feel energized, right? And in the long run, it's gonna help, because when you get to a certain age and you got health issues, you got high blood pressure, you got cholesterol, you're gonna be like, yeah, I should have been working out. I should have been taking care of myself and my body and treating it as a temple. And drink you some water, okay? And I'm not saying this to knock on anybody, because your girl is an avid lover of Pepsi, right? If I could be the poster child for Pepsi, I would be number one, not the two. I would be number one. I have struggled with drinking Pepsi since I was 8 years old. Thanks to my mom. Shout out. It's your fault. Okay, but nonetheless, that is my struggle. That is my addiction. And every day I'm a work in progress, and every day I'm trying not to do it, right? My small habit, so that small habit can turn into a big habit, and poof, one day it will just be gone out of my life. But health is wealth. Work on your fitness. Whatever you want to do in that arena, do it. Get your routine, get your plan, get it together. And you're gonna start incorporating that into your everyday life, right? So if you work out on Monday, you don't wanna work out on Tuesday and Wednesday, you better get in there on Thursday. You're gonna look good, you're gonna feel good, your clothes are gonna fit better, you're gonna look better, and you're just really gonna feel like so energized, and you're gonna feel like $1,000,000. And we can do all of these things. You know, we can rewind this video and we can write everything down and have our whole list of things that we're gonna do to transform ourselves within this 90 days and be the best version of ourselves, the best woman. But if God is not in your life, just ball the paper up and throw it away. If God is not in your life, you are destined to fail. You have to put God first in your life, and you have to spend some time with God every day. Not just when things go bad and something happened and you, oh, I gotta call on God, and you on your knees praying. No, God needs to be there every single day. He needs to be talked to, whether it's for good or for a bad situation, right? So I used to be in the habit of, I love God, I do, He is in my life, but I'm only calling on God when something goes wrong. Okay, God, this happened, and you know, can you do X, Y, Z? You know, no, we're not just calling on God. You have to call on God when it's good, when things are great, when you're at that peak, and when you're at your lowest, right? Every day I talk to God. All day, every day, I'm talking to God. The first thing I do when I wake up, I have my Bible on the app. I'm taking before I even get out the bed, y'all, I'm opening up that phone. I click that alarm off because that's how I wake up. The alarm clicks, I hit stop, and then I go to my Bible app and I read my scripture for the day. That sets the tone for my morning before my feet hit the floor. You know what I used to do? I used to hit that stop button and get on Instagram. And I'm scrolling through all the negativity, all the BS, all the crap that's happening in the world. And then my mind is all over the place. So once my feet hit the floor, I'm all over the place. I'm thinking about stuff I shouldn't even be thinking about because I just got off that app, right? I don't do that anymore. I open up that Bible app. I'm getting my day started on negativity. I'm listening for my word for the day. I'm reading for my message, my word of the day, right? And if that message is real good and it's real strong, I text it out to my family because I want them to have a good day too. You got to have God first in your life. In everything that you do, you got to have Him in your business. You got to have Him in your relationships. You got to have Him in your health, right? Because you got to say, I'm thankful for waking up today, because some people didn't wake up today. They didn't make it, right? So we got to be thankful for everything that we do, everything that we have, every little thing, right? Because some of us, we're like, oh, we're praying for a brand new car. We want a brand new Benz or something. Thank God for the Benz. No, you know what? Before you had that Benz, you should be thanking Him for the car that you already had, because you got 4 wheels in a vehicle to go somewhere that you need to go, because it's somebody that don't have that, right? Pray for that meal that you're putting in your stomach, because guess what? It's somebody hungry right now while you have food to throw away, to throw in the trash. So we have to be thankful for everything that we have, whether it's very small to us or very large. And we're thanking God, and we're just talking to God every day, all day, right? True story. I got my little dog over here. He sleep. This is my baby, right? I thank God for him. It may seem insignificant. It may seem small. He's just a dog. But I thank God for him, because that is like my baby. He's so precious. He brings me joy. God brought joy into my life through my dog, right? I thank God for my daughter. Every day that we wake up, I thank Him for her. Because you know what? When she was born, she was premature. I didn't know if she was gonna make it. She was literally 3 months early. And I look at her every day when she wakes up. You would never know she was premature. The girl is taller than me, okay? Playing sports, 4.0 GPA. I love her. And every day, you know what I think of? I see her in that incubator in the hospital. And I thank God for the child in front of me, right? We have to be thankful. And we have to put God first and stop calling on Him just when things are bad. We're going to call on Him every day. We're going to thank you that I was able to go to lunch today and pay for this McDonald's. thank you that I was able to walk into this job. Even though I can't stand the people here, I don't even like the job, but thankful that I have the job so that I get that paycheck so that I can pay my rent. Okay, you see what I'm saying? We gotta change our mindset, change the way we think, and put God first. Well, if you didn't know by now, my name is Erica J. This channel talks about all things fashion. I give fashion tips. I show you a day in the life vlogs of my boutique behind me, Shop 500 Boutique. It's a lifestyle channel, and I also travel. I have some beautiful journals located in the description box. You can click the link and shop them. A gratitude journal, mental health journal, and a gratitude journal if you choose to buy them. They're so awesome. They will help you on this 90-day transformation. I also have a Shop My Link. Your girl just got accepted into the LTK program. So anything that I'm wearing, if it's not from my boutique, I will link it in the on the Shop LTK page. You can shop it there. For y'all know I gotta get tongue twisted at the end of these videos. I hope, guys, that within these next 90 days, before, you know, we're like close to the 1st of January, that before we even get there, that you are already on your transformation journey, because you're beautiful, you are loved, and you can be anything that you want to be. You can do anything that you want to do. Don't let anything stop you. Okay, and I love you so much. And until the next video, oh, there is a next video. It's coming up. It's right there. Stay with me. Let's stay linked up. Click on my next video and make sure to binge watch my other content. I have some other wonderful videos out there that I know that you will love. And make sure you subscribe, girl. Subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going. I literally try to respond to all of the comments. I try. So hold on, have some patience, some grace with me if I don't get right back. But anyway, respond in the comments. And you guys, I was thinking about doing a live. I really want to do a live with you ladies. So let me know if you're interested in that. And let me know like a time, because when is everybody available, so that I can pick out like a date and a time that's comfortable for everybody. And then what do y'all want to talk about? I just want to meet my community. I want to talk, you know, answer questions. If you guys have questions for me about anything that I've talked about on my channel, we can discuss. I'm all for it. So let me know in the comments your schedule availability, and if you would even like to see me on live. Maybe you just want me to stay on the video. Maybe you don't want me to be live, okay? But I would love to be live and engage with you guys. But until the next video, which is here, go ahead and click it, watch my other content, and I love you so much, guys. Let's get into our transformation and be the best versions of ourselves and be the best version that God wants us to be. I love you guys. Bye. Peace.